How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the movie Castle, and it's Christmas time, so I figured we'd talk about the Christmas episode from Tales from the Crypt. This is Season 1, Episode 2, and this one's entitled An All Through the House. This aired on June 10th, 1988, and I believe the first 3 episodes of the show were all showed on the same day, sort of a big event to get people interested in the house, in the show. This is directed by Robert Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis, you know, for Back to the Future, but also he's one of the series' executive producers, so cool to see a big-time director on this one. This stars Mary Ellen Trainor, and the teleplay is by Fred Dekker. Fred Dekker you may know for things like Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, so really cool to see Dekker and Zemeckis involved in this. And this is also based on a story from the Vault of Horror comics. And anyway, yeah, this is the Christmas episode. This is a Santa slasher episode. There is a whole lot to like here. And this is a classic, you know, EC comic story. I believe this was also previously adapted in the 1970s Tales from the Crypt movie. Before HBO even did their show, there was an Amicus anthology film from the early 70s, and they also adapted this. So yeah, a classic story that, you know, gets adapted every so often. But I would definitely recommend this. It's a good slasher-styled cat and mouse thing. It's a good Christmas episode. You know, they really do embrace the sense of the holiday. There's snow outside, the guy in the Santa suit, and you also get decorations everywhere. So good slasher, good Christmas episode, but also a really good classic Tales from the Crypt episode. If it's around Christmas time and you're trying to, you know, get someone into the show, this is a really good sampling of, like, the best of the show has to offer, you know? That wacky, cheesy Tales from the Crypt humor, that's in here. You know, lots of cool horror elements, and also the classic conniving Tales from the Crypt characters. This is a really good sample of what the show is, and also a really fun Christmas episode too, so definitely recommend it. It's one of the show's better episodes, and overall, really, really cool. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the plot. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few of the plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what this episode's about. We open up with this really nice slow pan during the credits, and we get to see this house decorated for Christmas. You know, the tree and all the little things that you set out for Christmas time, the big roaring fire, but you may notice the poker's missing. The end of the slow pan leads to this woman who's about to kill her husband, so a really good dramatic shift in tones there, and of course, Tales from the Crypt style humor, where the husband goes, "Honey, do you have the fire poker? Well, could you give it to me?" And she's like, "Oh, you want me to give it to you, huh?" And she smacks her husband over the head with the fire poker, driving the point right into his forehead. Overall, we're about to be introduced to this really classic Tales from the Crypt conniving wife. You see, her marriage has gone pretty bad, and she's fallen in love with another man. So she plans to kill him, get all his money, and leave with the new man. But there's another twist too. She actually has a daughter from a previous marriage, and the daughter walks downstairs. She can't see the bloody wound on the guy's head because of the angle, and the mom says, "Oh, he's just sleeping." And the daughter says, "Well, Santa Claus will wake him up." And you get another classic Tales from the Crypt line, "Oh, honey, I don't think even Santa Claus could wake him up." and now you get another element thrown in there. She has to hide the body while making sure the daughter stays asleep and saying, oh, stay asleep for Santa Claus, you know? So, right off the bat, a lot going on here. A classic Tales from the Crypt murder story. But then, we get this other element thrown in. You see, she's about to take the dead body and throw it in the well, and just as soon as she drags it out the door, the radio tells us that there's this escaped guy from an insane asylum, and he's killed 4 people already, and he's believed to be dressed in a Santa suit. So a really cool Santa slasher's about to happen. She's outside, it's freezing, there's snow everywhere, and she's about to throw her husband down the well when Santa pops up, and they have a really cool chase scene. And I do really want to say, this is a pretty cool Santa. We've seen, you know, insane Santas like Silent Night, Deadly Night, where he's like, punish. And we've seen Santas that really embrace their character and go for the irony. But this killer Santa is insane and just full of energy. So he'll laugh and he'll swing at you maniacally. This is a very fast Santa. He has his axe, and he's running around swinging, and you can tell he's just really, really enjoying this. So big, over the top, and full of energy, and it leads to this really cool cat and mouse slasher style scene. I don't know if you can actually call it a slasher, because it's, you know, one killer and one victim he's going after, so there's not a huge body count in this or anything, but, you know, the slasher style cat and mouse game, I've run inside, I've locked the door, am I sure he can't get in? I think I've knocked him out. Am I sure he's really dead, or is he about to get back up again? And you really do get a bunch of moving pieces, a bunch of plotting and planning and changing your plans. This episode is entitled "And All Through the House," and that's not just a throwaway Christmas line. They really do go all through the house, and you really do get to know this set. You know, the daughter's upstairs sleeping, there's the big living room, there's the backyard where all the snow and ice is beating at the door, and you really do get the sense of, I gotta go here, or there, or there, and you do move in all through the house. And, you know, like I said earlier, with the changing plans, I think he's locked out, I think he's knocked out, there is another element here in the changing plan, and that is, of course, the police. At first, when, you know, she initially sees the Santa, she wants to call the police, and then she's like, oh, no, wait, I can't do that, I was just murdering somebody. And then she finds out, oh, wait, the police are already looking for this guy, the police are going to come anyway, and I only have about 20 minutes. But then, and it takes her a little while to get to this, because this is one of my first thoughts, is she realizes, wait a minute, there's this killer Santa, I could frame him for the murder, and I could get off scot-free, which is a brilliant idea. So, yeah, it's a lot of changing ideas and, you know, thinking on your feet and coming up with a plan, and I really do like that. And yeah, overall, I definitely would recommend this episode. I think when people rate the episodes of the show, this one usually floats up pretty high, quite often in the top 10, and I can definitely see why. This is a really fun episode, you know, a good Tales from the Crypt sampler, a good Christmas episode, you know, killer Santa decorations, and I really do love the outside howling wind and snow beating at the door, and a really good slasher-style chase scene that really does feel like what would be at the end of a really good slasher movie, you know, right here in this nice, you know, single-episode format. So yeah, Tales from the Crypt fans, Christmas horror fans, slasher fans, there's a lot to like here, and I definitely would recommend this episode, and definitely is one of the better ones. To everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. And to everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist at the bottom. If you want to see me talk about more things, you can click right here and see some of my other videos that are in some way related to this. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.